This is Eric Mother.com with a quick video here, and what I was doing here is I was kind of looking into this myself, trying to see whether I could understand why we get this pullback zone here. There's also another pullback here, and I'll come back to this shallow pullback here. So what I was trying to understand is there anything on the charts that could give us a heads up that there's a pullback that could take place? And again, to be clear, this is on the 2-hourly, and I'll show you a couple of things that stand out. So on all of this, one of the things we see is there's improvement in prices with either same area of resistance on the RSI or the RSI drops, in other words, negative divergence. We also see an improvement in prices here, and the RSI is, let's call it, at the same level. In other words, as prices improved, RSI did not make a new high on a short-term basis. And even here we can see the same thing, improvement in prices, but you can see the RSI was making a lower high. Again, that is negative divergence. So that is one of the first things that I notice in each of these three pullbacks that I highlight. This area here, this area here, and this pullback here. Now, there's something else that we can actually see here is in all of these instances, there's a short-term trend break. Trend break there, which corresponds, again, confirmation of negative divergence and a trend break. We can say, give us this idea here, or this thought process, that there was a pullback in store. You combine the two, a trend break and the negative divergence, and then again we have another trend break on the 2-hourly, and we can draw it. Can even draw it here. Which is this area here. And that, again, after the negative divergence, we can see now that was confirmed by this break, which is here. And for the most recent pullback, we can draw a trend line, which is more defined, which is here, gives us this break point off the highs there. And again, after that negative divergence, we can see this was confirmation that prices had a bias to the downside. So in all of these examples, we have negative divergence, trend line break, negative divergence, RSI trend line break, negative divergence, and RSI trend line break. And one other thing here, we can see that this recent breakdown here corresponds with the uniformity method, and there should be a link in the description of the video explaining this. And we can see here perfect rejection, which corresponds with this intraday high before the recent pullback. So this is consistent with some of the things that we follow in terms of how to read the charts. Eric Mother.com, as always, good luck, peace, and blessings. EACS.